Lucky you, I have decided to do another blog this week. Typically, I wouldn't do two in 1 week just because I don't want to bore people and I don't want to be overbearing and in your face either. But when you've got the emotions behind what you're talking about, sometimes you just kind of go with the flow and have to address things as they arise. Christian is my 13-year-old, and he has classic autism. And he has been on medication since he was 5, primarily for his behaviors. He used to be on a ton of medicine, and we have recently enrolled him in a drug study, so we have removed all of his medicine except the drug study medication. And we are in week 6. This is the last week of the double-blind portion. Next week is when he will most definitely be on the medication, and we can adjust the dosage as necessary. Christian's large. He's a 13-year-old who's hitting puberty, and I'm not the biggest person in the world. He is roughly my size now, and when he is having behavior issues and adrenaline kicks in, he is stronger than I am, and I can no longer keep him safe or myself, for that matter. And I got a call today from his school saying that he was really, really struggling, and they had 5 adults with him, and I was asked to come pick him up. He has been at this school for 5 years, and I have never had to go pick him up. So that should tell you the magnitude of the struggles that we were dealing with today. I went and got him, and I brought him home, and luckily I was able to get him calm enough to transport him safely, and he's here, and he's safe and calm. But I wanted to discuss the importance of understanding why someone would choose to medicate a child. There's a lot of people who say a lot of hateful, hurtful things about a parent who puts their child on medicine. I've heard it all. I've heard I medicate to make my life easy. I medicate so I don't have to parent, blah, blah, blah. That is not the case. A parent medicates out of necessity. I don't want my child on medication, especially medication that's not tested for children or supposed to be used on children. But you do what you have to do to keep your child safe and happy and comfortable. I always under-medicate. I don't have that child who is so medicated that he sits comatose in a corner. But I've also got to be sure that he's capable of learning his academic work. I have to make sure he's able to learn life skills. And, sometimes that chemical addition is needed to be certain that those things are happening. But the most important aspect of that is the well-being of the child. There is no way that a child that is that out of control can be happy. So before you judge a parent because their child is on medication, stand there and put yourself in their shoes. Try to think about what life would be like. Look back in history. 60 years ago, children like mine were born and they were put in institutions and they were drugged to no end. They laid around strapped to beds. They were mistreated. They were starved. They were treated horribly. They were not considered part of humanity. People forgot they had family members. They dropped them off and that was it. And then you look at 25 years ago, and President Reagan decided people didn't need to be in institutions and put most of them back out on the streets. Again, not a good move. Now we're in a spot where we are really, really trying to make sure that everybody has a place in this society. And that includes my kids. The sad reality to that is we live in a judgmental and a selfish society. And nobody wants to put forth any effort. Nobody wants to help, whether it's emotional or physical or monetarily. They don't want to. It's somebody else's problem. That's not the case. It takes a village. My kids aren't with me 100% of the time, nor will they ever be with me 100% of the time. And you can say the same about any typical developing child. They're never with their parents 100% of the time. I have to entrust that teachers and educators are doing their job, administrators, bus drivers, at some point they're going to be in sports. I have to trust that coaches are doing their part. And what about working a part-time job? I have to be certain that everybody is doing their job. It takes a village. So before you judge, before you condemn, before you say something, stop. Think. If you've never been in my shoes and you've never been through exactly 100% what I'm going through, then your opinion doesn't matter. And by judging and being unaccepting and hateful, you're showing the world your true character. And it says more about you than it does me as a parent. So, if you medicate your child, good for you. I commend you for stepping up to the plate and doing what is necessary and what is right. If you don't have to medicate your child, be thankful. Be thankful that that's one less heart-wrenching decision that you have to make. But overall, just start accepting others. Stop being so judgmental and harsh. What's right for one person isn't right for another. So I guess the most important message of my video log today was stop. Stop and think. You don't always have to react